What we learned through the Main Street program, if you're paying attention, is that you have to be focused on incremental change, and you'll have boom periods where you have a lot of change happening, but we've been very focused as a program for 15 years on incremental change. However small it is, it's progress stepping forward, and we have found ourselves in the midst of a food scene that's developed, and we've had wonderful restaurant partners that have made that possible. And when you talk with retail and restaurant specialists that work at the state level, they know that food is now the anchor for your downtown. It used to be retail, and it's just not anymore. Food is now your anchor. It brings people out. They want that experience, and they're willing to pay for it. I think the frustration from the community is that things don't happen overnight, and when you're operating in a deficit already in terms of people's public perception, then it's a lot of ground to make up. But you just have to, I think, stay focused and stay positive and try to have the best relationships possible across all the different agencies, with the state, and then with your local businesses and community. And what I kind of saw when I first came on board was that people just really kind of want to know what the plan is, and that hasn't always been very available or present. Or sometimes transparent. So I deeply believe in transparency, and then having a vision. Having a vision for what you do want versus what you don't want. I certainly would like to see the city view us more as an economic development corporation. I think that's what we really need. It's a problem of for the organization and how it's seen from a perspective, because there's things that people see that we do, and then there's things that we haven't been telling people that we do. Well, I think it's more of the quiet stuff, the behind the scenes stuff, working with property owners, working with businesses that want to set up in the downtown. And in the past, we have played a role with these capital projects, with Streetscape, and with funneling money to projects to move them forward so they don't sit there. And I think that we've gone through a dormancy phase because of the recession, and I just don't think that the organization had people who understood the power of those programs, the power of those opportunities so we could have been doing some of the things that we're doing now 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. We just weren't, and it's because I don't think that they had somebody like me who had some experience with taking advantage of the opportunities, that knew how things work to make it happen. In Cambridge, we see an advantage. We have a lot of multi-story buildings, and there's an advantage there. So residential is what helps to support the redevelopment of a lot of these multi-story buildings. So a lot of people who are in this business are looking for multiple stories because they know they can add in that residential. So the residential has been helping to pay the bills and make the projects happen. We want residential downtown because they feed our businesses in the downtown. They are part of the pie. So there's daytime traffic from commercial business, from people offering services. They have their offices hopefully downtown, and they're coming a lot during the day. And then you have a whole nighttime aspect. And so it's like an ecosystem, who are you serving and when are you serving them? And I like to see a mix where people can live in an apartment, live near the downtown, and walk and do everything they need to do between going to work, going to dinner, getting their groceries. I think those opportunities for downtowns are still there. I think we're coming full circle a little bit. For us, it's really more about the holistic approach to revitalization. Our job is not just marketing. You can't promote your way out of this, is what I like to say. So I'm focused on the things that are really going to move the dial for the downtown. and also change people's perspective about Cambridge and how they view Cambridge. And we have wonderful businesses, wonderful retailers, wonderful restaurants, and so we're in the process right now of telling their story. And a lot of these people are young. You know, and so, you know, we like to call Cambridge the land of opportunity. If you want an opportunity to do your thing, come to Cambridge because this is where you can do it. And you're really going to cut your teeth, and you're going to have a community that really appreciates you and is happy that you're there. There are a number of businesses that have made Cambridge their entry point, and we also have other businesses now coming to Cambridge from somewhere else. Ava's is coming, and Hair the Dog is opening up. And we have what I love to see, and I think this is a great sign, is that we have businesses that have been leasing that are now buying their property, and they're expanding at the same time, and they're a retailer. You know, we have businesses that need to expand, and so we're trying to keep up with what their needs are and try and support them as much as possible. You know, leadership is so important. It's so important, and you know, we don't always agree, you know, but you know, we all try to talk to each other, and we all try to say, man, this just didn't work this time, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work at a different time. You know, we may have wanted to try and do that, you know, 10 years ago, and everyone now is going to say, well, we tried that. Well, you know, maybe it wasn't the right time. Right. Yeah. So I try to take a very fresh perspective to everything, and you know, I try to be patient. You know, I'm like a get it done now person. You know, which you know hurts me sometimes, but you know, like I also try to be patient about things. If it's really the right thing to do and it's where we need to go, then you just have to keep at it.